Bonjour. C'est longtemps. Meet you. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, such a long time. Comment ça va?
Ça va. There we go. Okay.
Ça va bien?
Bien. Am I the only one here?
For now.
Oh, okay.
People are coming. Take advantage.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
It's
Merci.
never too small of a group, and I always, love giving as much attention to everybody.
Merci.
How have you been, Debbie?
Well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Good.
So with the French, I don't remember because you were updating me every so often through the group. So what's going on? Oh, that's another. Okay. What is one second, let me just do this. What is Bonjour Toine. Oh, let me unmute. Okay, cool.
Oh, je suis en mute?
No, well,
Okay.
not anymore.
Okay, great.
So just a second, I was catching up with Debbie. So, and that's fine that you're great, fantastic actually that you came on, because I would like you guys to know about each other a little bit. So you can speak French, you both. Depends on you, Debbie, because I don't remember how comfortable you are. So, but not that comfortable. Okay.
No, I was doing Duolingo for a little bit. Okay. And then just other things started happening in life, and I just phased it out and haven't picked it back up, but I'm starting to feel ready to make it a bit more of a priority. So I will need to refresh myself and kind of start over in a way. So I'm coming in from a very, very starter.
Okay,
level.
That's good to know. Okay, perfect. So just so you know, because people are at different levels and it depends where they are, depending on who's coming on the call, and this is the last one for free, it's been also a huge learning experience for me, and I'm just happy that I've done this, and I'm happy that I could offer that to people, to you. And so when there are very different levels, like you two, Tuan is, I think, a B2 conversation. How do you agree? You agree with that?
That's what I've been told. I've tested. And I came back B2, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is too, with conversation and knowledge, generally conversation is at a lower level than knowledge. You, however, based on my experience with you last time, you are a B2 conversation. You kind of are more humble, and that's fantastic. It's to admire. But just so you know that I found that you really are a B2 conversation.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah,
that's good validation.
Really, yes, and I don't need to test. We just had conversation. And Debbie, I worked with her a long time ago, and then she followed very consciously. She was so conscientious, and I so admire you, Debbie, for trying to make some time, even if you didn't have time. And I know I appreciate that very much. And she now feels that she's at the very beginning, and she needs to catch up, and that's fantastic. So when things are happening like this, when there are very different levels for the program that starts on the 14th, I would like to, depends on who registers. I will know if I do. I'll ask anyway, so I will know when coming into the session the levels for everybody. And so if I have two levels, for instance, beginners and advanced, I would split like half an hour and half an hour, for instance, and you can participate. So the advanced, I'm looking at you, but you don't know that I'm looking at you, Tuan. I was like, I have to say names. Tuan, you can participate in a more beginner. So I worked a lot with Montessori, and I'm fascinated by their method. And what Montessori does is that, exactly that. So they have three levels, like 3 years, so, you know, like like 3, 4, and 5-year-olds in one group. And while they do talk to individually with everybody, they all are into the group. And so the one who's more of a beginner learns from the more advanced, and the one who's more advanced is encouraged to adjust to the more beginner, which is hard to one, because at the moment when we start to be more confident, more comfortable, more fluent, it's much harder to slow down, right? And to, you know, put ourselves back into the shoes of the beginner, as it is for the native person to slow down in their own language. We were talking last time about that, Debbie. You weren't here, but with Tuan, we were talking about that. With the natives, it's very hard for a native to really slow down. So you have to make it a conversation go down to your pace or closer to your pace of understanding. So for a beginner will be very, the learning experience is fantastic, because they get to learn how to first to hear, understand, and communicate with someone who's more of advanced. So that's like a dress rehearsal for a real conversation, like pretty much. And for the advanced is to be able to adjust, to be able to slow down and still converse. But I do understand that an advanced person would like to have a conversation at their level and up, and that's why I'm here. So we'll split the time, and we'll try for you to a little bit to, because when you work just with me, and I know there are people coming who that already have been in this setting, people who have worked with me one-on-one. So you have that one-on-one attention, and which is fantastic and necessary. And in the same time, you get used to only one person's pace and speech patterns, and you get used to one person, and then when you go out in the world, it's a little harder to adjust. This is the reason I'm doing this, actually, because it's the next step from the one-on-one, or the introduction to one-on-one, or just to stay here at this, in this group, whoever is more comfortable to what. So now that you know each other, and these groups, I always want to make them as like each of you, I really want to feel that I give attention to you as if it was a one-on-one, and then application with talking to another person. Okay, so I know it's hard, but that's on me. So nobody does it. Hey, Jay. Oh, this is another person. So nobody. Hey, Jay. So nobody's actually doing this way, and that's my challenge, and also not just my challenge, but I feel that this is the niche that is not covered, I think, by most people. Bonjour. Jay, I'm just gonna introduce. So Jay, he's a client of mine, and we've been working for a couple of years, I think now, and yes. He would be a B1, I'm thinking, in conversation. Tuan, I can't remember, Jay, did you meet Tuan? He's a B2 conversation. No. Hi. And hi. And Debbie, she is a client of mine as well. We've been working together a little bit a while ago, but she feels that she's a beginner right now. So now we have 3 levels. Isn't that interesting? So Jay, he already knows about the way that we work with the levels, and so we're gonna try first to give priority to the beginners, always, you know, it's that saying, teach what you need to learn more. So for the one that's more of an advanced, the more they feel that they have to adjust or do something for someone who is more of a beginner, they will learn more. I do that in everything that I do. So, Debbie, so I know you're a beginner, or you consider yourself as such. I'm gonna trust that. However, I also know that most people think that are better than they think that they are. They really are, and have been proved that over and over and over again. So my belief is that you can be fluent at any level. So there's no reason. That doesn't mean that is no reality, but reasons are not there for us not to be able to communicate if we are a beginner, just have some vocabulary. And I'm sure that you do have some vocabulary, right? What do you think?
It's a bit out of practice, so I will be very, very slow in today's session.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, I thought, well, everybody starts somewhere, and I'm going to just getting ready to restart. And so I will, going forward, work on refreshing so that I can become better as the weeks go on. So I will be, thank you all for just working with me today and being the very beginner and very slow in today's session.
We will always have someone who's at zero who wants to converse, because if you're here, you want to speak, right? If you didn't think that you could, or you wanted to try to speak, then you'd say, okay, no, I'm not going to go into group. I just want to do a one-on-one and start there first and then go to the group. My belief is that you can be fluent or fluid, let's call it fluid, if you are not comfortable with the word fluent, at any level that you are at. There are a few techniques that I share, and if you join the program, you will see there are techniques that I share in the program as weeks go on. And you will see that it has nothing to do with French. You can have your vocabulary, your dictionary, your verb conjugator, your grammar book, and yet you can't speak. I have people who are teaching French that do that, and they are my clients. PhDs in French. They must know the language to get there, right? And then they still are clients of mine for conversation, right? So it's a completely different realm of like public speaking, very close to public speaking. Acting, I don't know if you're comfortable with that. Acting is the closest, but if you're not comfortable with that, public speaking is the closest to the techniques that can be used. So one second, Debbie, I would like to give Tuan a little attention. Comment ça va? And if you don't, everybody, so he's the most advanced here. The reason I'm starting with him is because I would like to expose you to listening and to get a little more relaxed. I'm not in the hot seat, right? So just, I see. So they can make mistakes too. So I can make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And so I make mistakes. I speak English too much, and your mother tongue can be forgotten easily. So there's no judgment here. And okay, Tuan, comment ça va?
Ça va très bien, merci. Et vous?
Ah oui, je vais très bien. Vous êtes à Genève, oui?
Oui, Genève, en Suisse, depuis 3 ans.
3 ans. Debbie, elle est américaine, et Jay, il est canadien.
Canadien, ok. J'ai noté Toronto.
Oui, il a vu Toronto sur ton...
Oui.
Oui.
Et Debbie, moi aussi, je suis américain. Je viens de la Californie.
Oh oui.
Oui. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé cette semaine, Toine, pour toi, pour le français?
Le français, j'ai essayé vraiment de ne parler anglais.
De ne
pas parler anglais, même quand les gens me parlent en anglais.
Oui, super bon.
Oui,
est-ce que ça a bien marché?
Oui, très bien marché. Mieux que j'imaginais. J'imaginais, oui. Et je pense que je me suis trompée de parler comment se dit, j'ai commencé chaque conversation avec l'idée que je ne parle pas bien français.
Ah.
Et donc, et je parle comme I showed je parlais avec un accent et je voulais que les gens sachent que je suis étranger et je parle pas bien le français. Et donc, il faut qu'ils parlent en anglais avec moi. Et quand ça se passe, que les gens me parlent en anglais, je relâche. Je me relâche. Et je parle en anglais. C'est plus simple pour moi. C'est plus facile pour moi.
C'est plus facile pour tout le monde.
Plus facile pour tout le monde. Mais c'est pas bon, c'est pas bien. C'est pas bon pour améliorer mon français.
C'est pas bien. C'est pas bien pour améliorer
mon français.
Alors, à ce moment, tu te considères un francophone et tu parles comme tu peux.
Oui, je parle comme je peux.
Mais si tu te considères un francophone, tu vas avoir, vas avoir une attitude complètement différente.
Oui, c'est ça. En anglais, on dit to frame. Il faut avoir un cadre.
Non, une attitude, change les souliers ou les chaussures françaises. Les chaussures françaises, c'est-à-dire quand tu ne sais pas comment dire quelque chose, tu as déjà entendu beaucoup de français.
Il y a beaucoup trop.
Non, c'est jamais trop. Mais tu peux penser, si j'avais des chaussures françaises, comment dirais-je ça? Dans la même situation. Il y a des situations où l'anglais peut être bien traduit en français. 30 à 40%, oui?
Oui.
On dit, c'est pas. Mais il y a le reste qu'on ne peut pas traduire.
Oui.
Et quand on a une expérience très riche avec la langue comme toi, tu peux t'imaginer, comment est-ce que dans cette situation, si j'étais un Français, comment dirais-je? Comment est-ce que je pourrais expliquer la même chose en français?
Oui. C'est bien passé. Bon. Et même quand les gens me répondent en anglais, je répète et en français. Et j'insiste, est-ce qu'on dit comme ça? J'insiste de parler en français.
Oui, super.
Yeah, c'est mieux.
C'est super, parce que c'est un exercice beaucoup meilleur pour toi.
Oui, tout à fait.
Et eux, ils parlent déjà les deux langues. Et toi, tu as besoin de parler en français. Oui. Super.
Exactement.
Debbie, how much % did you understand?
I wanted to say that I was very happy to realize how many words I recognized. And so that makes me very excited to refresh and pick up and help, or to kind of go to some of the resources that, of course, that you have, and some pick up maybe Duolingo just to bring me back into some of the words. But I was very happy to realize how many words I picked up on, and so that the percentage, I mean, it was probably a low percentage, but
yeah, but give yourself a percentage though. It's a good start to have an idea.
Thank you. That's a good point. I'll say 5, maybe 10. I'm not sure. Low, but the more I listen,
that's the idea.
More I love training my ears.
Yes.
So I'm very thankful that I can just sit in and get the training of just training my ears, because I feel that
because
a big part of it.
It's a big part of it.
Yes.
And then when you start speaking, and we will do a little bit as much as you're comfortable, because I don't want to put you on the spot. What I want to feel is, where is everybody comfortable, everybody's comfort zone. And then when I realize, because you guys are learning French and I'm learning you. So when I see what is your comfort zone, then I am going to start and stretch it, right? A little bit. And then, for instance, Tuan, what he was saying is that, because before last time, he was frustrated with the fact that people are switching to English when they hear him speak. And he lives in Switzerland, and he needs to, at the UN, and he needs to, practice his French. And French people are switching to English for his benefit, but that's no benefit to him. So, so what he was saying was that he's insisting, and he actually got to have a really good practice this way. So that is the stretch that now, from one week to another, we had this idea, let's try and see if it works. And it did work for him eventually.
It's fantastic.
Okay, so he's really happy with that. And so the more, and so if, I don't know if you're going to come to the group, and really that's up to you, your level of, comfort. But from week to week, we would see together what worked last week, what can we come up with for the next week for him to get more and more involved in conversation in real life, because that's the whole point. Jay, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va?
Bien, merci. Et toi?
Oui, je vais bien. Comment c'était ton week-end?
Pas beaucoup, vraiment. Je suis resté chez moi. J'ai regardé des films sur Netflix.
Quelques films? Quelques films?
Oui. Il s'appelle Lord of War avec Nicolas Cage.
Ah.
C'est comme ça. Et j'ai regardé des Disney Plus.
Qu'est-ce que tu as regardé? Moi aussi, j'ai Disney Plus. Qu'est-ce que tu as regardé?
Les Simpsons.
Ah, ok, oui.
Sais-tu vraiment? Il était très chaud.
J'avais.
Oui.
Or c'était très chaud. Or il faisait très chaud, actually. Il faisait très chaud, or j'avais très chaud.
Oui, il faisait très chaud. Je suis resté à l'intérieur. Et puis, j'ai fait une petite jeu de nage.
Ah, tu as nagé un petit peu?
Oui, c'est tout vraiment.
J'ai fait de la natation. So, nager is the verb, and the noun is natation.
Okay.
So just for everybody, and actually this is also going to be watched by other people. So everybody watching, I'm never going to give you vocabulary because you have dictionaries and verb conjugators and grammar books, and there's never, so this is I think a skill, and I'm saying this in English not just because we have different levels here, but because I always explain concepts in English. I know that our brain compartmentalizes, that's a word for me to practice, languages. So information coming through one language, until you're fully bilingual or trilingual, whatever, with the languages that you speak, the information coming through one language stays in that drawer, and the information coming through another language stays into one drawer. So not only is it necessary for me to say it in English so that everybody understands, but so that even the most advanced person here actually gets the concept and then applies it right away, rather than having to be preoccupied by the translation that, oh, it's already happening in the brain. You wouldn't be here if you would be, you know, the most fluent person in the world. So you still need, you know, a little bit of focus to get that. So what was I saying? I went too much into detail. So what was I saying really? What was the conversation? So he was talking about
natation
and nager. Oh, dictionary. So I never, even in my one-on-one sessions, I never give words or verbs or pronunciation, even that. In this program, you have access to pronunciation course, so you will have to, I mean, you have that resource. So this is the most important skill that most people are skipping, looking up the words and looking up the verbs. And I'm not here for that. You can do that without me. I'm here for something else. And for that reason, to incorporate all this looking up thing that would happen, everybody, and I'm going to make sure that I create that environment, needs to be very comfortable stopping their conversation, stopping their sentence, and looking up their words. You're welcome to have the browser open, whatever it is that you're on, and look up your words, verbs, resources. Ask me about resources. And I always, if I feel that you may know and correct yourself, I'll ask you for another version to guess or to try to correct yourself. If you're giving me an option that I feel you may not get over, then I'll give you the option in French. But if you're telling me, how do you say, how do you translate this word? I'm not going to tell you. You're welcome to look it up, because that also develops your habit of every single time. That is the key, and it's the most bothersome one, because it's boring. It's like, you keep doing it, you feel like you're never done with looking up words, but that's the key. We have to keep looking up. Like, if it's necessary 30 times we do it, right? And that 30 times will make us in a week to possibly never look up that word again. Okay, so this is the way that I correct, so that you also build that skill. And during this, not just this, but Jay can confirm that when we are having conversations, you have the stage. I mean, you should speak the most. And I'm just Jiminy the Crickets on your shoulder, guiding you. Yeah, maybe not, or maybe try another way, you know, so that, and then I'll learn how is that you operate, and then I'll guide you your way. Okay. Okay, Debbie, do you feel comfortable trying a little bit of something?
Yes, I'll try.
Okay, so just let's say it this way. First of all, there is nothing uninteresting to talk about. I can promise you that I forget right away what everybody's the actual story. Of course, it is what you feel like, you know, you're open to share. I always not only encourage but deeply recommend that that you go with personal stories, whether it's something that has happened, happens right now, will happen, or you wish they happened. Okay, and because every vocabulary, sentence structure, whatever is that, you know, you need to work on. If it's in the context, but not just any context, but it's a very personal context, and then you're invested emotionally in it, information plus emotion is carving into memory. And you already will have these stories for yourself to share with a new friend, should you be in Paris anytime soon, or, you know, even this kind of setting with friends. So breakfast is fantastic of a topic to talk about. If you make your bed or not, I don't, you know, whatever. And you can go all the way to what you wish it happened for your level. And for a beginner, generally speaking, again, more people will watch this. I always recommend that you stay in the present tense with the verbs that you're trying.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Now that I think about it, I'm feeling quite at a loss for for the verbs that I have known or anything like that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll change my answer to I don't know if I'm comfortable saying anything. I just don't. I think maybe I'm just.
You're nervous, and that's fine, and that's very understanding.
Yeah,
understandable. Yeah,
but I think if I take some time to refresh myself on things, I think I'd feel better. Yeah, so I think
I'll give you a homework. I'll give you a little homework. We have half an hour, so a lot of time for you to get ready. I would still love you to have like a sentence or two today for yourself. So think about breakfast. If that could be something very comfortable, and start writing down. Look up words on your computer right now as we are conversing here. And just when you look up the words, what I recommend is don't look up full sentence, because that completely defeats the purpose. You can always learn words on your own and verbs on your own, and anything, right? You can do on your own, but you can't quite be sure how to make put the sense together. And this is what we're trying to do here. So for that reason, you're welcome to look up words as we're entertaining each other here, and try to make sentences that you can write down, but look up word for word and put together 1, 2, 3 sentences, however you feel comfortable. You're welcome to do that. And then I wish that you'd be ready to just say those to us. And that'll be fantastic, of a first experience for you, and stay in your comfort zone. I really don't know what your comfort zone is. I know well Jay because I work with him every week, and Tuan, I just met him last week, and so I have experience of him, but I haven't met you in a while. I don't know exactly where you are, comfort zone wise. So take your time, but let's see if we can have you feel like you have made a progress this hour. How's that? Yeah?
Oui.
Okay, perfect.
Oui, merci.
Tuan et Jay, vous pouvez parler parce que vous pouvez vous entendre. Vous comprendre, en fait. Vous comprendre et entendre.
Et Jay, est-ce que vous habitez à Toronto?
Non, actuellement, en fait, j'habite à une ville, elle s'appelle Mississauga. Il est à peu près 20 minutes dehors à Toronto.
C'est la ville. Elle
est à propos 20 minutes.
Presque, oui, environ, you want to say environ 20 minutes.
Environ 20 minutes de Toronto.
Moi, je suis allé à Toronto 2 fois. Et j'aime beaucoup la ville, la cuisine, l'architecture moderne, les gens, et surtout... mais... quand je suis allé à Toronto, j'ai fait un petit voyage was it Niagara Falls? Niagara Falls and
Niagara, c'est Niagara.
Niagara. C'est Niagara. It's okay, pardon.
Oui, pas de problème. Take your time, really take your time. Everybody should be very patient because we all forget words.
Oh, les cascades.
La cascade, ou oui, c'est vrai, il y a deux. Niagara, oui.
Niagara. Les cascades, mais c'est Mont Enchanté. Yeah, Mont Enchanté, yeah.
Okay, so I have a tip for you, Tuan. I just noticed the way that you speak. Every so often, you're filling in with English, as in like, or, little words like this.
Yeah.
Yes. So no oops, just notice that's information, okay? That's simply information of the way that our brain works. If that's what we need, a 360 degrees, because we can't see it. You are very preoccupied with what you want to say, and these are automatic words that are coming out, but they give you away to the people you want to speak French only with. Okay, so if you become aware of these little words, little fillers, when they are coming up, right? It's just be aware of them. Don't judge yourself for it. Don't beat yourself up. Oh my God, I should be over now, because you're going to be over whenever you're going to be over. Seriously. It's our brain that dictates that. We have no power. The subconscious is way too infinite, I would say, because we have so much information there, and the conscious is the one that's limited, that's trying to focus here, focus there, but subconscious is completely floating, like all the information is there, and it comes, and we're trying to pull from there. And so that's the subconscious that keeps saving us, right? So because in English, if you said, so right, those are fillers, and which is fine, they are okay, they're not damaging unless they are.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so I feel, maybe, I don't know, I mean, I'm not there to see, and you never know how really people are thinking, but I kind of feel that them too, subconsciously hearing your fillers in English, they want to jump and help out speaking English with you. It's like a really goodwill from their point of view, right? Absolutely. And some people who don't correct you, they don't correct you either that they don't know and there's no fault, or they may know but they don't want to make you feel bad, they're just caring for you and things like that. So hell is paved with good intentions, and so just assuming that most people are doing everything out of good intentions, just
I think it is,
and not having enough information, that's all, right? Just not having all the information they need to actually change their behavior. Now, this is a piece of information for you and for me about you, right? So working together, if we will, then I'll know, and I'll kind of watch for that. So, and Jay has every so often this kind of thing, every so often, but not enough to affect him right now. You see what I'm saying? For you, I feel that maybe nobody told you, he's still working on that, and he is very good at improving. Everybody really does when we have the information. So you cannot become unaware once you become aware of something. You can't become back unaware of it, right? You know it, that's it, you're done. Unless you decide to ignore it, it's too hard, or something I can't do, you think you can't do it, right? So this is just a piece of information for you that might trigger, or a behavior for you that may, I don't know, we don't know, we just have to test again this week and see if becoming aware of those fillers and switching from well to peut-être, I mean, so make a little list for you. Just make a little list, like a real cheat sheet. For instance, so would be, I suggest alors. If there's something, there's someone, I think Susan was saying 2 days, times ago, or she was saying, she was saying donc. Oh, you know, right? So she was going for donc instead of so, right? The same thing. I suggest alors, whatever it is, the word that works for you. You make a decision for yourself and keep that one only. So it must be the direct go-to, because during conversation, we don't have time to think much. So if we make that like an automatic kind of go-to type of thing, right? So if it's so, I'm going to do alors. If it's, you know, just so, that's, you didn't say so much. You said, I'm gonna follow you a little more, watch you a little more to see exactly. There's one word or expression that you repeat. It's your typical filler, and that one, make a decision. This, when I catch myself, you may not catch yourself at the beginning for all of them. That's just normal. So you gradually catch yourself as you educate, as you're training yourself to do, you know, to replace that word. Simply the fact of replacing that word, catching myself and replacing that automatic word, first of all, it slows me down, helps me find my words. And we go to the Godfather effect back over again, right? So it slows me down and slows them down. Debbie, we're going to talk about the Godfather effect. It's in the program too, and so there's a video that I'll give you access to for that. You see, so that slows me down. I can gather my thoughts, and if they're speaking in French, then how am I asking in a different way? Or maybe I'm not even asking. I'm just slowing down and intentionally speak French rather than forcefully speak French. You see, there's a difference. Because when we force the conversation to French, let me tell you why I'm going to forcing, because I see a little puzzled. So I tell someone, please speak in French, and they do, and then they switch back to English, and I'm asking them the second time, either please speak in French or please slow down, and they do it for a second or two, and then they go back to their ways, and I'm asking the third time. It's going to get frustrating. I mean, you have to. We're people, right? We will get frustrated because I'm asking you once, I'm asking you twice, please help, you know, that kind of thing. So if you are just like slowing down, if you keep your own, you know, stick to your guns, right? And have that intention in speaking French, then they will follow suit. Ask them first time, ask them a second time. Catch those automatic fillers that are in English that actually unveil the fact that you would be more comfortable in English, you see, and they're trying to have you be more comfortable. And then if they still go to English, maybe, I don't know, it could be that maybe they want to practice their English, or in Canada that's happening. In Canada, if you go to Quebec with an Ontario license plate, they will automatically speak to you in English, and they'll insist. Why? Well, because they have a chance to practice their English. So I was like, come on, are you kidding me? So you really never know why they're doing it. So try to do that and make a cheat sheet of, I don't know, if was it, you know, I don't know. It's another expression that you're going automatically.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that could be also, yeah. I heard you saying that as well. So catch them, and because we here are pretending we are all French people. So then we pretend, right? It's a pretend game where we want to keep our brain into French. So that's the best practice for us, you know, to stay there long enough so that those fillers are not coming anymore. But it needs a kind of a practice a little bit.
Yeah, fantastic. That's another gem you've given me. Last week was occasion. This time it's catching me. Yeah, because I can't. That was part of my training as a trainer, also presenter. That people, my trainer said, "Hey, you say a lot. Just be aware that you're filling in, and you have to slow down, like you said, the Godfather." It was yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm happy that helps. I'm really happy, and we're looking forward to hearing what your findings are once you do try that. Godfather effect, Debbie, is it's my invention. You know the Godfather movie?
A little.
A little? Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know roughly what's it about?
Kinda. Yeah.
It's the mafia.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Big boss. So have you watched it ever? Or any like what do I want to say?
You have to watch The Godfather. It's a classic.
Yes, I agree.
Every man will tell you that, because a lot of my clients are men. That's what he's like, I'm Godfather.
I know some of the lines from it, like go to the mattresses and something about, do I take the gun or the cannoli? I don't know. I will watch it now.
Yeah. So you just made two guys happy just telling you that, because you knew that. So it's about, that. And The Godfather, you may have seen some clips, have you? Okay, yes. So with him, the way he was behaving. Okay. So he's speaking very slowly, very softly, like to an extreme. That's his character. And then that's the actor, Marlon Brando. They couldn't have picked someone better for that. So my point is this: when we slow down, so he speaks the slowest and the softest of everybody. And when you're gonna watch the movie, now I'm giving you the kind of the points, like this a spoiler, but
it's okay.
Sorry,
it's okay.
So it's because he's the big authority, and so speaking slowly and softly actually makes everybody lean in. Of course, that's doubled by the amount of money and the danger that he was posing for everybody. But the thing is that the way that he was behaving and presenting himself was the position of authority. And slowing down gives us, so that's why I call it the Godfather effect, is really about slowing down. And slowing down gives us 3 benefits. So first is that it helps us find our own words. So when we slow down, we give our brain enough time to find our own words. Every time when we try to rush, it's because we want to get it over with. Pronunciation goes all, but I'm done, and they got the gist. And so slowing down is not only the words, but with pronunciation, because I always do pronunciation at the beginning of all my programs, I kind of feel that that's kind of checked. But for most people who don't do the pronunciation course with me, then that's important too, pronunciation. It helps you, forces you to slow down, enunciate, be clear, and make your speech very clear to them. So not only do I find my own resources for me to get my own words together, put my own sentences together, but people will also understand what I'm saying because I'm clear, right? Rather than jumping like this and I'm done. Okay, I hope you understood something, because that's what happens. I'm learning 3 languages right now, and so it's just so painful to slow down because you don't know what to do with the space between the words. That's the problem. It's just all that nervousness. The second huge benefit of the Godfather effect is that slowing down will give everybody you will have the attitude of knowing what you're saying and how you're saying it. The authority, right? So you already convey that you're doing things, doing things with intention, purpose, right? So I'm purposefully speaking slowly, not because I don't know what to say and what I'm going to say. And so that gives that, and then people will listen because, oh, she knows what she's talking about, So that's the authority, the Godfather. And the third, they all are very, very important. So there's none more important than the other. And the third one is the pace of the conversation. There's always going to be someone who speaks at this level and someone who speaks at this level. And most likely the learner is speaking at a lower level now, talking about, you know, us now going into the hot seat in real life, Paris, cafe, conversation with someone, right? Anybody. And so to Tuan's point, you can ask, please speak slower, I'm learning French. They will. They might. They may not be able to. A lot of natives don't actually have the capacity of, it's like breathing slower. Like there are a lot of, like, I do yoga, I do meditation, I can breathe slower. I've done acting with Marie Forleo's for years, like many years. And so I'm trained, he's training through yoga. And so I've been trained to manipulate the way I do everything, breathe, walk, anything, right? But for your lay person, it's the hardest thing ever to do, to manipulate, to change something that you do naturally, like the way you walk, the way you breathe, the way you use your hands, you know what I'm saying? So all these things. So to ask someone to slow down, and if they don't do it, it doesn't mean that they don't want to. It could easily be that they can't. Or they may be able to, but they forget. It's not something that they're trained to do. So you may ask them, so let's say at first they can't and you're done. I mean, you're absolutely out of ways to ask that person, please slow down already, because I can't understand a word that you're saying. And I want to speak French. Or you could ask them, but they will slow down, and then they'll go back up because of, you know, they're breathing, right? So they're being, and they can't quite manipulate. They're not used to, they're not trained to. So like I was saying with to Tuan, you can ask them once and you ask them twice, but they'll still go back. And now you are in power of manipulating the entire conversation. So typically in life, we have people speaking faster and people speaking slower. I get emotional and I'm losing my clear English accent. So learn from that. And so it's always going to be, the pace of the conversation will be somewhere in the middle. It'd be some, I don't know where, upper or down, it doesn't matter, but it will be somewhere in the middle. If this guy speaks slower, this guy speaks faster, then naturally the conversation will meet them somewhere in the middle. Nowhere in the world you see someone speaking very, very fast while another person is speaking very, very slowly. They won't. It's not going to happen. It's going to be somewhere. Now, it's going to go, the speed of the conversation will go up if this guy doesn't give up on his speed, or it's going to go down if this guy doesn't give up on his speed. So what I suggest that you do, I encourage and recommend that you do, is to keep your slow pace. They will gradually come slower because they'll have to. You have to ask at the beginning. They need to be aware. And then gradually, you know, they will slow down. They will get, everybody, you know, you get used to someone's speech pattern eventually anyway, right? And so they will. Now, they won't go to your pace, that's okay, but you will understand them better. You will understand them better because they will get to slow down, and the words are not going to be like one long big word that never ends, right? And you will understand them better. You will keep your pace, so you have time for yourself to find your words, and you're going to be clear, and you will make yourself understood better. And the authority saying that. So that's the Godfather effect. Slowing down, that's all there is to it. So whenever you're ready, Debbie, let us know. We're going to have a little more conversation here together, you guys. So Jay, with Tuan, est-ce que tu veux? Sinon, c'est parfait, pas de problème.
Je n'ai aucune... Non?
Ok, il n'a pas de questions.
Ok. Jay, vous nagez beaucoup? Vous êtes nageur professionnel?
Non. Oh, non, non, non,
Non.
pas du tout. Une de mes amies a une piscine dans son property. Et,
Propriété.
Et les deux fois pendant cette pandémie, je suis allé chez lui et je suis nagé.
J'ai nagé.
J'ai nagé comme quand il était très très chaud.
Il faisait très chaud.
Oui, il faisait très très chaud.
Ici à Genève aussi, il fait très chaud aujourd'hui. Et j'ai noté des drapeaux sur votre mur. Et vous êtes fan d'un sport?
Oui.
Quel sport?
Plupart hockey.
Ok, d'accord,
Oui.
vous êtes canadien.
Oui.
Pas de surprise.
Oui. Yeah.
Bien, ok.
Et aussi le baseball.
Baseball, ok.
Et toi, Toine, quel sport est-ce que tu aimes?
Moi, je suis instructeur de fitness au gym et je donne des cours collectifs avec les poids, et aussi un cours pour le centre du corps. Et je vais m'entraîner pour un nouvel cours de en vélo, vélo de salle.
Ah.
Donc, quand j'ai du temps, quand je ne travaille pas, je suis au gym.
Quand j'ai du temps libre.
Quand j'ai du temps libre, je suis au gym.
Vous allez nous enseigner beaucoup de choses.
Oui.
Oui.
Si vous voulez.
Ah oui, absolument. On a le temps ici.
Pourquoi pas?
Pourquoi pas, ouais. Alors, so Debbie, do you feel like, did you put one sentence together or something for us?
I did.
Thank you. Amazing. For you, actually. It's just so that to feel that you made a progress today. Yeah.
Yes, merci. Bonjour. Enchantée, Toine. Enchantée, Jay. J'aime tes dumat. I like tea in the morning is what I'm trying.
J'aime, you want to say I like mint tea?
I like tea.
Oh, you like tea?
Just tea.
In the morning? In the morning. Okay, got it. So, j'aime le thé.
Le thé?
Yeah.
J'aime le thé.
Le matin? Or how do you want to say? I like tea in the morning, you want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have so far for that sentence?
J'aime.
Yep. And then
thé.
Perfect. Yeah.
Du matin.
You want to say matin? Matin. Perfect.
Oui. Matin.
J'aime. Okay, I would say so because the small words is what, of course, we always are not comfortable with. So it's gonna be j'aime du thé le matin. J'aime du thé le matin. Du thé le matin.
J'aime du thé
le matin. Le
matin.
Matin. Perfect.
J'aime du thé le matin.
Mm-hmm.
Le matin. Yeah. J'aime du thé le matin. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. How did you feel about this?
Very good.
Very good. Okay, cool. How did you feel? How was it for you to find your words? Did you have to look for the words?
Oui.
Okay. What words did you have to look for?
All of just the sentence. All of the words in the sentence.
In the sentence, j'aime thé and matin, right? 3 words. Okay,
oui.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good. So, and how did you feel when you had to say them? Did you feel like I'm just reading some words, or did you actually feel that you're having conversation with them?
I felt like I was having conversation with them. I just felt rusty, out of practice, rusty in my pronunciation. So I just, so yes, so I'd like to refresh and practice more my pronunciation so that it rolls off my tongue easier.
That's okay.
It happens easier.
So if you're joining, I'm not sure, you said you were interested. So if you're joining, I am offering, so each week there are 4 very small modules for my pronunciation master course. And every week I give one. So it's really very at your ease, that kind of thing. And then you have access to them all, so they are coming like dripped. At each week, a little bit of something new, and you'll be able to practice. And the pronunciation master course is with video, audio, and a PDF. So you'll really have, all the time in the world, and it's 15 minutes for a week. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that would be very helpful, just to not be too much of a commitment, but I think with smaller
very
increments,
small.
I think it would, and I think that helps me ease into it and build it up more. And I think it would be more encouraging and easier to do.
That's what my plan is. So it's going to be very small bits of things every week added, and then you have access to them all, right? So if you want to go back to them, you'll have access to them. That's for the beginners. In my experience, intermediates and advanced do need to have a refresh of the actual rules of pronunciation. There are 73 or something. I should know exactly how many there are. There are over 70. I know that 73 or something like that. Rules of pronunciation that people kind of catch onto the pronunciation and they roll with the punches kind of thing. And there are very main, like AI is A, but they don't know if that's the same thing everywhere in the language. A lot of why do I read or why I don't read? I write so many letters and I don't read but one, and why is that? And all those things. So every single time, no matter the level in 10 years, I've done this with adults online, and every single person needed a refresher, at least, of these rules of pronunciation. So it starts with that. And then each week comes with another, with a video of these techniques for conversation. So wherever you are at, it comes with these techniques of conversation that, from my method, that nobody else is actually teaching. As well as not a module, but is it a module 19? Yeah, it is a module of my audiobook. So I make that available, is downloadable. So that's going to be on a weekly basis, another module and another module. Modules again are very small, meaning, and that comes with audio and the PDF. And so they are, again, the modules are 4 lessons of 15 minutes each. So that's for the beginner to just go by them like religiously for a beginner. For an intermediate or an advanced, I recommend that they go through them as a refresher. Reason that is because most people coming to me as advanced, they didn't know quite how to use expressions that I introduced in my first module. There are 19 modules. And then again, this is not a program that you have to stay on. It's not really. I mean, it's really for this group of conversation, but I also offer resources for people to build up on their skills during the week. but you can stay a month, you can stay however much you like to stay around us and have chats in the weekend. But it's no commitment, a month or 6, doesn't matter. It's really up to you how you feel that as valuable for you, and for how long you feel it stays, it is valuable. So any final thoughts or questions?
Llyane, vous venez de quelle région de la France?
Je ne suis pas née en France.
Oh,
non, je suis née en Roumanie. Et Roumanie. J'ai parlé le français dans la maison avec mon père. Alors le français est une langue maternelle pour moi. Je ne suis pas née en France.
Ah, d'accord, ok.
Mais le français que j'enseigne, c'est le français standard. Il est, on dit que c'est le français parisien, c'est pas vraiment vrai, parce que c'est pas le français qui est parlé dans Paris, mais le français standard est connu sous le nom français parisien dans le monde, mais c'est le français standard.
Merci.
D'autres questions? How did it feel for you guys, for you two? Jay, Antoine, how did it feel for you?
Yeah, it's always good to practice and to really have it's like a workout.
It's like a workout.
Yeah, it's just like the thinking. Thinking in English and then having to find the same words in French and then putting it together, and then the pronunciation and the rules and the grammar and everything. It's a real workout.
How much effort do you feel you're putting in right now?
How much effort? Percentage-wise?
I don't know, however you want to say. I just have that hunch to ask you. How do you feel that effort? What does that mean to you? Like it's a workout in what? What does that mean?
When I exercise, if I do it well, then I feel tired and I'm sweaty and I'm out of breath and I just want to take a nap. And that's how I feel.
That's how you feel after this? Oh, that's a good thing.
After this. It's a good thing. Absolutely.
It's a good thing because that means it's pushing you.
I've stretched. Yes.
Yeah. Because that's the Talent Code by Daniel Coyle. I recommend to everybody. So that's where he says, and that's Neuroscience 101, that we learn best when we are at the edge of our ability. We need to stretch for it, but be able to reach it, So that's what I'm trying. That's why I'm learning about your comfort zone. I need to know where you are and how far do I stretch or not, depending on the day too. So at the beginning, you always see that. And my sessions, depending if I have 3 levels, like 3 very clear and more people, then I will go 1 hour and a half. And so that I can dedicate half hour, and half hour. So I'm very flexible. I just want to serve this because I'm going to go back to Jay to ask him a question about this setting for him as he's working one-on-one with me. But stretching the edge of our ability, is that what it gives us the satisfaction and fulfillment? Yes, I did it. That's why I wanted to push Debbie a little bit just to have a sentence there, because if I just would have left you there to observe, you would have stayed in your comfort zone and you would have said, yeah, but I can do that in a movie, watch a movie would be the same thing. But I wanted you to get an experience, to get an actual real feel about it with people. So thank you for that one. And Jay, what for you, how does it feel for you as we're working one-on-one and one-on-one? And now you have the experience of having conversations with other people. How does that feel to you?
Good. Sometimes good to have somebody else who's at a different level. You can understand them, and so it does add something else. So that benefit for sure.
And a different way of speaking French, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have my own pace. You get used to me, and then when you go to Quebec, because I know you want to go there more, or maybe in your next job, then you'll have to talk to people of different other speech patterns, and there's a skill of, yeah, you may not find someone with Debbie's speech patterns or Tuan's speech patterns, but just the adjustment to someone else's speech pattern is what would I feel for you would be the benefit. And I really strongly believe, and there are a lot of my one-on-one clients who feel that once they're done with my program, they want to come into the group, because it's like a dress rehearsal. Not a dress rehearsal, it's a real rehearsal, like a real show, right? You speak with other people, right? And so you need to you need to make yourself clear and to understand other people at whatever level they are, and however fast or slowly they speak, and how do you do that Godfather thing. Well, I want to thank you very much. If you don't have any other final questions, I want to thank you so much for spending 1 hour of your Sunday here with me. And I'm very honored of the trust that you put into this, and the fact that you found the benefits. It's thrilling for me, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
Thank you.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.